Welcome and thank you very much for checking out my review of The King of Staten Island, directed by Judd Apatow and starring Pete Davidson in what is basically more or less kind of his life story. Don't forget to let me know what you think of the film and like and subscribe. And now, let's get started with this review. We follow Scott, who has been in a case of arrested development since his firefighter dad died. He spends most of his days smoking weed and daydreaming about becoming a tattoo artist, until one day certain events unfold and he is forced to confront his grief, but also take the first steps into actually forming an adult life. Going into this film, I was not super excited as most people were. I like Pete Davidson, especially in Saturday Night Live. His sketches where he plays Chad are just the fucking best thing ever, the most hilarious shit I've ever seen. And I'm not the biggest fan of Judd Apatow. I like some of his movies. I dislike some. 40-Year-Old Virgin is just spectacular, but I'm just not that into this film in the sense I can't just be super hyped for this type of movie. But I quite enjoyed it. This is a very honest film. It's not a super sappy film, but it actually treats drama, and especially this type of drama, in a kind of very realistic way. It's not too heavy about it, it's not too heavy-handed about it, and when it comes to comedy, it actually doesn't try to make you laugh out loud. It's not just a straight-up comedy. If you're going into a film like this and you're wanting to see a typical Judd Apatow movie, for better or worse, it's not what you're going to get. I quite enjoy that, because for me it was great to see Apatow trying something very different from what he does. He has tried dramedies before, but never something that was more drama than comedy. This film certainly has some moments that make you chuckle, some moments that make you laugh. People are funny in this film. Some situations are funny in this film. There's quite a bit of cringe humor, which I also really like, and to me it is the most true to life type of humor. And I thought Pete Davidson was quite good in the film as well. Bel Powley is awesome as well, Marisa Tomei, but Bill Burr really steals the show. He's kind of the anchor of this film. He's kind of the one who sees both sides. It can be really, really funny, but then he also handles the drama really, really well. He was the one, at least I gravitated the most toward to. As far as issues are concerned, I mentioned that I have quite a few issues with most, if not all, Apatow's movies. I think this film is a little bit too long. It didn't need to be 2 hours and 15 minutes. Maybe 1 hour 50, maybe even 2 hours, but there's certainly stuff that you can cut out in this film. I thought that at least the first half of the second act dragged quite a bit. There were just a lot of stories that they had to close out to move on to the more important stuff, and I thought they take just a little bit too long to close those out. And my main issue, unfortunately, is with Pete Davidson. I thought he was quite good in this film. I thought he was quite funny, he was quite charming, he was empathetic, you could feel for him, you could relate to him. But when it comes to the heavier dramatic stuff, I just couldn't help it but see that a better actor could have pulled him off even better. And he's the main character. He's the one whose perspective you follow in this film. So even though I thought he was quite good, I just see how it could have been better with someone else playing the role. Which again, it's hard to say because this is a life story. It somehow feels right that he is playing this character. I thought it was quite beautiful that this character in the movie had the name of his real life dad, who died as a firefighter as well. But it's the relationships that are formed and developed in this film, and now they grow and fall apart and maybe get back together. It's something beautiful to see. It's also one of those films that isn't afraid of showing how when two people actually talk to each other and listen to each other, things just work out. That's something that not a lot of movies do, and I just quite love that this film did it. And I think this film is actually for a lot of people. I think typical Apatow fans are going to love it. I think it's going to be very appealing to not typical Apatow fans, as I was. It's got a very raw feel to it. It's got a very real life feel to it that I think can be enjoyed. It's not too heavy, it's not too light, it's just the right amount for this dramedy mix to work out really well. I'm giving The King of Staten Island a B-. Thank you so much for watching, my beautiful geeks. And don't forget to let me know what you thought of the King of Staten Island. What do you think about Pete Davidson? What's your favorite sketch from SNL with him? Let me know in the comments below. And thank you so much once more for watching. Check out my reviews for The Five Bloods and Artemis Fowls. Those are already on the channel. And stay tuned for many more reviews to come. I got something special planned for Sunday, so I hope to see you there. Until then, stay beautiful, stay geeky, and don't forget to subscribe and like us. Really helps me and the channel out. But most importantly, above everything else, forever and always, love each other and love the movies.